Another red day in the books for the stock market today, guys. We had the S&P 500 close down over 1% as the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ each went down 0.9%, and the Russell, funny enough, went down the least, only went down 0.6%, as the VIX went down 0.9%, and the metals went up on the day. Let me see here. Gold went up 0.8%, as silver went up 0.5%. So in this video, we're going to break down the markets like we always do, talk stocks, break down some charts, and I really want to talk about Ford in this video. We got some news from Ford regarding their Ford F-150 Lightning vehicles, which you guys probably saw. We're going to break that down in this video. So needless to say, we have a lot to talk about. If you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe, get your 20 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull, link down below, and let's just dive into the video. Cheers, by the way. And yeah, I do have a Starbucks today, guys. I have a, what the heck is this thing called? A tall iced brown sugar oat milk espresso. Yeah, you heard that right. Oat milk. We're getting bougie today, guys. So yeah, this is what we're rocking with. And again, today, it was not the best day at all. We had a red day across the board. The VIX even went down, and mind you, the VIX is still in the low 20s right now. It's at about 2260 as I'm making this video, and the metals really, are the only things that I saw, only assets that went up today, and they didn't really have that crazy of a day. I mean, silver only went up 0.4%, and you've seen silver go up recently, and when it has the crazy days, it goes up 3-4%. So it was a mild day for silver. All right, maybe gold had a pretty good day, 0.9%. That's good. But other than that, it was rocky out there. It was rough. And we can see here, if I zoom in on SPY, we did close above 380, which is good. If I zoom in on this 4-hour chart a little bit, let me get a little closer here, guys. You can see it, right? We did hold above $380, which is good. But the fact that we took out 385 earlier today, we broke 390, that was not good at all. So, this week, I'd say in general, was an awful week for the bulls. The bulls completely dropped the ball this entire week. If I show you guys this 5-day chart, I mean, we downtrended all week. There's no doubt about it for the most part, right? And these past 2 days is really where the bulls lost their grip completely, right? We broke 392 yesterday, 390 yesterday as well, and then today we broke 385, and now we're hanging on to 380 by a thread. Who knows? At this rate, next week, we could be breaking $380 on SPY. This thing could be going down to the next target, which after 380, hence why my alert's at 380, mark is at or below. If that breaks, we could be going down to about 373, 374. That was the low here. If I zoom in a little bit, you guys can see that was from the 9th, 10th of November. That's where it could be going initially, right? If that were to break, we're talking $370. That's right around here. You can see that was the low from even earlier November. We're talking the 1st, 2nd, or actually, was it the 3rd? Yeah, 3rd of November, 4th of November. So SPY's got some more downside, guys. It really does. If it starts collapsing, under these points, especially 380, especially at 380. And you could also make the argument like, look, you can make the argument that maybe bulls have one last fighting chance here at this point. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do come in here, but it's not looking like they're coming in at all at this point. I mean, not yet at least. And overall, we're well under the moving averages on this 4-hour chart. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think bulls have maybe one last little, one last little shot in them here, or are we going to see the bears completely take over? We break 380. This thing starts dumping even further. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And on Triple Q, if I pull this up, it's the same thing, right? Well, I guess one little difference here is we did hold above the high from the beginning of November. We did that on Triple Q, but SPY didn't. But it's holding on by a thread. I mean, that point's at $272, roughly. We close above 274. Listen, if this thing falls under 272, 270, this could be going to the 260s in no time, in the snap of a finger. This could be going pretty it could what am I trying to say? I'm mixing my words here, guys. It could get there pretty aggressively, right? That's what I'm trying to say. If we do fall under 270. So, yeah, it's hanging on by a thread. And I'd consider this week, just like SPY for Triple Q, a complete loss for the Bulls. They lost grip completely. They broke under. They failed to hold 278. Now the Bulls are holding ever so slightly above 272, which I expect next week. I suspect it could break. It's in the cards for sure. I mean, look at this 4-hour chart, guys. We have a death cross. We're under the moving averages. I mean, this is not looking good. We have lower highs being put in here, right? It's not looking good for the Bulls. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as always. And let me see here on crude oil. What did this do today? We talked about it earlier. It was at 74. Yeah, still at 74. This went down 2% roughly on the day. So that really unchanged. Still on a downtrend, as you guys can see. And we can actually see clear lower highs. A lower high here being put in. Obviously, we've had many lower highs. Look at all these lower highs, guys. So, yeah, downtrend in crude oil. Looks like it's continuing. If I pull up silver, let me see what silver's looking like. Had a little 0.5% green day today. Not bad. Looks like buyers are starting to come in here at the 180 SMA to push this thing. It's actually starting to break back over the 50, which is a very good sign here on silver. So I'm watching this for it to make a move, maybe back towards 24, 25, maybe even higher than that. We've talked about it before. I think silver could eventually go back to 30 an ounce. Wasn't it? When was it? Was it ever at 30 an ounce? Wait a second. I mean, of course it was. But recently. Yeah, exactly. It was. That's why I'm trying to double check. Yeah, it was early in... When was that? In February of 2021, it was at 30 an ounce? Wow, that was in 2021. So, yeah, time's flying. So, it was at 30 an ounce. I feel like it could get back to that point, right? I think silver could be breaking back to that point. Time will tell, and it's not going to happen in a week or two, but it's going to be something that over the course of the next 6, 9, 12 months, I'm personally watching. And I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm watching it. I'm looking for a move, maybe an SLV, which tracks the price of silver. I've talked about that before here on the channel. Make sure you do your own research, as always, guys. But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. And, again, I'd love to know your thoughts. And with that being said, let's just talk about some stocks. Let's get into some stocks now and look at what's going on with Ford in particular, which we got news today that sent the stock down 7%. Let me actually get some water. Cheers, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. And I'm finally starting to get over the cold. I think I'm completely over the cold. My fiance actually, funny enough, well, it's not funny, but she got diagnosed with the flu today. She got the flu. So I guess I had the flu, a couple of days ago. Again, like I told you all, I was sick a couple of days ago, and now I'm getting over it. So I guess it wasn't a cold. I guess I had the flu. It was a mild case for me, but yeah, it's been going on around here. I'm sure you guys from where you are, the flu's running around. So I had it. She now has it. I'm getting over it. My voice is getting better finally. And we can get back to making more videos because I kind of, I didn't stop making videos, but I've been holding back a little bit, trying to get better, and now it looks like we're finally getting there. So, anyway, Ford, it did not do well today, and we got news that they are increasing the starting price of their electric F-150 Lightning, which now it's going to be coming up to a price of, guess what, guys, $55,000. And we'll talk about that more in a second. But the reason why they're doing that is because of higher raw material costs for the pickup truck. Obviously, we're seeing a ton of inflation. Raw material costs are going up. They're up a lot more now than when they initially announced the launch of the truck and when they initially announced the price of it back when they launched it, right? And guess what? When they launched the price of the truck and the price of it back in May of 2021, do you guys want to know how much it was? It was $39,000. $39,000 for under $40,000. You would be able to get this F-150. I'm sure it has nothing crazy, added to it. I'm sure it's the base model, whatever. But still, 40,000 freaking dollars, guys, for an awesome truck like that. I mean, I think that's a great price. But that was in May of 2021. We're talking almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, right? And again, now it's at $55,974. So it's getting up there. It's still, I mean, you could argue it's still a very affordable, maybe not very affordable. No, that's not true. But for a truck, it's reasonable, right? For what it is, for the it being electric, it's reasonable. But it's a lot more than what it was, 39,000 and 55,000. That is roughly a 40% increase. That's no joke. And I'm sure at some point these are going to be running 65,000. And I'm sure if you get the fully loaded one, I mean, it's got to be like 100K. I mean, I'm sure you can get one that maybe not 100K. I've never really played with it online. But if you get the fully loaded one, it's got to be way more than 55,000. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, they're increasing that, the price of it. And a lot of these raw materials include cobalt, right? We're talking nickel, lithium. These have substantially increased in price, amid the rising demand and of course, the supply chain problems. So Ford at this point is clear as day. If we're looking at the chart, guys, it is putting in lower highs, right? That is no doubt about it. We have, at this point, a clear lower high that was put right here. You guys see that. Another one right here. You guys see that. If I zoom in, or actually expand rather, on the 3-year chart, you're going to see, wait a second, we have another one right there. So Ford now is clear as day in a lower high. It's been making lower highs, right? And you could also argue, if we pull up the yearly chart, we do have a bit of a descending triangle forming. You can make that argument, right? We have support at about $11, $12. We're making these lower highs. So, I mean, at this point, Ford could be falling under any minute now, under that $10 level, which, if you guys have been following my channel for quite some time, this is one of the stocks that I wanted to buy back in June, July, right around this time period right here. But the stock ended up getting the $10, and look what happened after that. It ran to freaking 17. It ran so much, it ran away from me. I didn't chase it. Now, it is getting back to $10. If it breaks under that and goes to my sweet spot, which is right around 8-ish, I'm going to be buying a little bit of Ford. I'm going to be buying a little bit of Ford for the long term, right? Not as a long term, as a trade rather, for a long term position, right? So I like it. I'm watching it. It's not there yet. It's still at $12, but if it starts coming down 10, under that, we see that descending triangle play out, I'm going to be a buyer of Ford. Full disclosure, I'm just keeping it real, guys. So, yeah, Ford is one that I'm looking at. And I'm not, another thing worth mentioning is, if the recession gets really, crazy, one of the bear stances here would be, automotive companies are going to go to crap like they did in the last recession, right? Which, that's definitely a huge risk here, which is why I'm being very cautious with what I want to pay. Which is why I'm not chasing it I wasn't chasing it when it went to 13, 14 last time. I'm being very cautious. I want to invest in it with a margin of safety. So it's got to be under $10 for sure. 8, 7, 8, 9-ish even, you could argue. So yeah, Ford, I'm watching it very, very closely. Humana is another one that I'm looking at more as a trade. If I pull the chart up, you guys can see it is holding this channel clear as day, right? Higher lows, higher highs, all that beautiful uptrending, activity, right? You guys see that on the stock chart right here. But the one thing that I'm not liking is the fact that it is under both moving averages, right? And we're not really reversing on the 20-day chart. You can see it's clear as day, still on a downtrend. 10-day chart, you can see it, right? 5-day chart, you can definitely see it. So for me to even consider playing this has to start breaking back over, let's say 510, 515-ish. I'm going to put my alert right now right in the middle of that, maybe $512. If it starts getting out of there, guys, there could be, obviously, it's going to be a reversal, in my opinion, right? We're going to start potentially testing those moving averages on the 4-hour time frame here. maybe we start going back to the top of that channel. So Humana looks pretty good. I like it. And let me do an update on Apple, guys. Ticker symbol AAPL, which we talked about this descending triangle recently. It looks like it is playing out. It's not fully playing out where it's dumping under 130 bucks or anything like that, but it's starting to play out. Apple had another 1.5% red day today, and you guys can see we are now pretty much under the lows from November, early November. We took those lows out. You guys see that. And now we're about to test the lows from the middle of October, being about 133 bucks. We're now at 134.50. We're going to test 133, which is right here. You guys see that, right? So if this breaks, we fall under 133. I think, I'm not trying to fearmonger or be crazy or, try and be an ultra perma bear or anything like that, because I'm not that. But I'm just going to be honest. I think this is going to free fall probably towards the 120s at least. I mean, that's what I personally think. And for that reason, I'm going to set my alert at 133. Mark is at or below. Another level worth looking at is the low from the middle of June. It was 129. We probably are going to go test that, in my opinion, as well, which, of course, we got to set an alert. Let me do that now. We got to put one there, too. Let me do that. Mark is at or below $129 a share. Mark is at or below 129. There we go. So, yeah, Apple is one that is very close to slipping, and this is one that I'm going to be buying more if it gets near $100, especially under $100 a share. I'm not rushing it here. But if it gets maybe 20, 30 bucks lower, yeah, I'm going to be nibbling a little bit of Apple for the portfolio. I own Apple now, which I've said before on the channel. I'd just be adding a little bit more if it gets, to that sweet spot. So, yeah, Apple, it's starting to fall. Amazon is also one that's starting to fall even more, guys. Today it went down 0.3%. Not a crazy red day, but it's creeping down there. And this we have a clear descending triangle as well. You guys see that? Lower highs are being made. Let me show you all this right here, right? We have lower highs, boom, 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 but we're also holding 85 bucks. We have been, 85, 86 past couple of days, also a couple weeks ago. So Amazon at this point, what direction is it going to pick? I mean, if the descending triangle plays out, it's going to start falling towards 80 bucks. It might even break under 80 bucks. That's just the reality of the matter. And, if this starts going 70s, 60s, at what point is Amazon a great value? It's one of those that, it of course depends on who you're talking to. That's with every stock, but Amazon's one of those stocks that it's kind of hard. I don't want to say it's hard to value, but it's how much growth you want to pay for. Is AWS going to be growing like this forever? How much money are they going to be making in 5 years? Because now they're not focusing as much on profitability. When are they going to bring profits back? I mean, there's so many questions to ask, and it's a lot, right? So who knows when this is going to be undervalued? I don't think quite yet it's a screaming undervalued level, but if it starts getting down to that 60 level, 70 even, maybe not 70, more like 60, at that point, you got to ask the question, wow, I mean, is this undervalued? And then you got to dig a little bit more, right? Because at this point, look at the chart. I mean, this is the max chart, right? We're now at a level that we were at pre-COVID. I mean, that's not that long ago in the grand scheme of things. Then again, you could argue, okay, Amazon's grown a lot since pre-COVID, and the stock price is the same, so isn't it a better value? Okay, you can make that argument as well. But for me to really think it's starting to get to a better point, it's got to get to levels that it hasn't been at since like 2016, right? Or 2017, right around here, 2018, early 2018, when it was in the low 60s, right? I don't know. That's just what I think. What do you guys think? I'd love to know in the comments down below as always. And now let's do a quick update on some other ones. What else went green today? We had Monster go up over $100 a share, closed up over it, which is nice. But still, this has to break the mid hundreds. It's seeming it looks a little bit toppy here. I'm not gonna lie, but if it could break out of $105. That'd be a good sign. You guys can see, that is a little bit of a top right now on Monster. And it looks like Chinese stocks did well today. Baba up 0.7%. Looks like the inverse head and shoulders is still intact on that. Tencent ended up going, actually Tencent went down today. It went down about 0.25%, but still, compared to the markets, that's not too bad, right? When the markets went down over 1% for the S&P, hey, 0.25% red day for Tencent, that is not bad at all. Let me see here. What else did well? Chewy had a 4%. Okay, there you go, Chewy. Now we're talking. So Chewy looks like buyers are coming in right around this 180 moving average. We are sandwiched between both moving averages now, but if we're able to break 43 on Chewy, there's going to be a run probably to $46. Then if 46 is able to break, like I've said time and time again on the channel, we tried breaking out a couple days ago, failed, but if we actually do it, 53, 52, that's where this thing could be going. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. We're about 20 minutes in. Perfect time to wrap the video up. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel. I'm not editing the video, guys. Second channel, Stocks Talks Money. And if you want some free stocks, get up to 20 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those are linked down below. Same with my Patreon. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Peace out.